Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is Jackass Retro. My name is Matt, and it's time for our weekly What Sold video for postcards only. If it's your first time here at the channel, we do this once a week. When I was starting out learning about postcards and starting reselling postcards, there was a lot of other YouTubers out there who made this kind of content, and I found it very, very valuable in kind of learning the ins and outs of the hobby and the trade. So came to a time when I really wasn't seeing a lot of that content out there. So I started making it myself. And so hopefully you enjoy it, you find it useful, and I don't want to waste too much of your time, but this week we sold over 2,057 postcards. 2,057 for $606, for a little more than that, actually. And if you want to find out how I sold so many, you're going to want to stay tuned to the end of the video. So let's get started. Before we get started, I do want to give a quick shout out to SM Postcards. Like I said, when I first got started, I really was not seeing a ton of postcard content out there. So, like I said, I started making it myself. Since that time, I've discovered a few channels, and we're going to add some links in the description moving forward as the weeks go on. So you have the opportunity to, go check out some of these channels. This week, I learned about squeaker postcards and felt pennant postcards. Two postcard types I have never actually run across, and now I will be on the lookout for. So link will be in the description. Head on over, check out the channel, and make sure you subscribe while you're there. So let's move on to our first postcard sold of the week. Here we go. So basically just a large letter greeting here. By now, if you've been watching these, you probably know a little something about these. These are, windows with little scenes on the inside from different parts of the place they're representing. Obviously, this one is Utah. I've got a pretty standard pricing scheme on these. I list them all at $3.95 with free standard envelope shipping. And this one went out on a 5% off promotion. So this was still while I was running my sale over the 4th of July weekend. Next up, this is Skykomish, Washington, the scenic hot springs on the Great Northern Railroad. Very cool postcard. This came from the collector I did a private pick with. Not a super duper rare card, but uncommon nonetheless. Just kind of a cool, and I think, yeah, here we go. It's Excelsior. It just has a cool look to it. The contrast and the grayscale just kind of gives it this very stark image. I actually had a couple similar cards that came in that collection, and I'm going to be picking the rest of that up later this week. I'm really looking forward to it. This one sold for $12.07 plus shipping. Next up, we've got Chrome Postcard. This is Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, Simpson's Restaurant. Multi-view. We've got an internal and an external at night. There was a lot of this card out there. And what I think helped me sell it was that I used this as my thumbnail. I focused in just on the front of the place at night. All the other ones look like this. You really don't get a good idea of what's going on. This one really catches the eye, draws the customer in, and then they can see the rest of the card once they're there on the listing. It's unposted, probably around 1950s, 1960s, early 1960s most likely, and it sold for $3.56 with free shipping. Next up, this is the Hall of Presidents in Walt Disney World, 1970s. We go up to, looks like Nixon. Looks like Nixon's the latest. I don't see anyone later. Oh, wait. Yeah. In any case, 36 presents. So who was 36? That was Nixon, wasn't it? Yep. All right. So this one went for $2.95 with free shipping. I had a couple of these. This one is posted. I also have an unposted version of the same card. Next up, this is Johnsonburg, pardon me. Johnsonville is where the brats come from. This is Johnsonburg, New Jersey, Presbyterian Church camp, or Presbyterian camp. Sorry, this is the dock. I didn't find this particular view. There was a lot of solds from this camp. I priced mine just a little bit higher than the other ones out there, just because none of them had this exact view, and I didn't see any solds for it. All the other ones were like $2 and under. I went at $3.95 with free shipping. It sold overnight. Got here's a one definitely if you're just kind of getting into postcards. Big trees in California. They do very well. Look for big trees in California. Look for things coming through big trees. Look for things on big trees. Look for things in big trees. If it's a big tree and it's got stuff that's coming out of it or going into it or underneath it or around it or in it, you want to post that card or list that card. This one took a little while, but did sell at full asking price, $5.95, free shipping. It's even got a little boo-boo here on the top, which doesn't always matter anyways. Moving right along. So this is a picturesque highway, and I listed it as Santa Cruz Los Gatos Highway or Los Gatos Highway. It doesn't say that anywhere on the card, but I found other examples when I searched for picturesque highway scene, Mountains, California. I found this other card several times listed as that exact highway. The day after I listed it, I actually got a message from a customer. He's like, how do you know that this is that highway? And I'm like, well, go search for, what my title says, Santa Cruz, Los Gatos Highway, or, California mountain scene. And you're going to find the same card a bunch of times. So I'm just going with what the market is telling me. And it took probably about 3 weeks, and then it eventually sold. It went for $7.95. Free shipping, obviously linen card. Yeah, pretty nice. Here's a, well, it says right there, lobby of the YMCA building in Omaha, Nebraska. There was quite a few of these out there when I listed mine. It went out on a 10% off offer, so I took $266 free shipping on this. So not amazing money, but for a common card, anything that's profitable, this is just monetizing more or less the lower end of the postcard scale. Another linen postcard here, the New French Market in New Orleans, Louisiana. This went to, was part of 2 cards that went out to the same customer. They also purchased the next one, which is St. Louis Cathedral or St. Louis Cathedral in New Orleans, French Quarter. Very common subject matter for the card. Mine was a little bit less common of a card. A lot of them are going, buck and under. This one went for $2.95 free shipping, and this one went for $3.95 free shipping. And I just combined them into the same top loader and shipped them as one package to save a little bit of money on the shipping. And not a bad sale whatsoever. Next up, we have Pirates Alley. And I think this one actually went to the same customer, but I had to ship separately. Because I didn't want to shove 3 cards in a single top loader. So I just, ate a little bit extra. So this is Pirates Alley, New Orleans. I think this one may have showed up last week, or it's going to show up again this week. I know I had 2 of these, and they're both sold now. So This one went out for $2.95, free shipping. Next up is the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway 500 train. This is a chrome postcard, although it looks older. But it is a newer chrome postcard. Really cool look to it. I didn't see an exact one of these out there. So there was some similar ones that were linen. This was the only chrome. The color on it was just popped. So I went towards the high end, I thought, at $8.95, free shipping, and it took about 2 days to sell. Marshall, Illinois, resident of J.W. Lewis. I know I did some research on who this J.W. Lewis guy was, and I can't remember for the life of me. If you know, put it in the comments. This one went for $17.50 with $1 plus $1 shipping. So I forget. There must have been something special about the Mr. Lewis. I can't remember for the life of me. All right. Moving right along. We've got the new City Hall and Auditorium in Montgomery, Alabama. Went out for $2.95, free shipping. It's an unposted linen postcard. Nice color to it. Just kind of a cool, very, very, old America looking style building. Got another courthouse here in Denver, Colorado. A little bit older card on this one. This is a divided back, so we're talking around 1910s, whereas the previous Alabama card would be around the 1940s. Again, very, very common subject matter here. You see this courthouse appear on postcards many, many times. Mine's a little bit older, a slightly different view than what was out there at the time, so I went a little bit higher. In some cases, I might choose not even to list a Denver courthouse postcard. But this one went for $5.95, free shipping. So, when you have a very, very common subject matter, take a look at the market and see what else is out there. What can you make about yours that stands apart from the others? Is it one that there's not another one out there? A lot of times, using the close-ups will help you do that. Focus in on what's important on the card or what somebody should notice about the card. If they're looking through, 500 pictures of the Denver courthouse, what is it that might stand out about this one? You might want to focus on the trolley or some of these little buggies here, or maybe just get a nice close-up right up front. Next up, we've got Laguna Shores, California. This is Laguna Beach, California, rather. Cool chrome postcard, nice old school blue swimming pool. I kind of just zoomed in on that, thought it was, looked cool, took off that side angle. Again, this one sold relatively quickly for $4.95, free shipping. This one sold overnight. Not big money, $2.95. Ocean City, New Jersey, aerial view. Ocean City and Atlantic City, New Jersey postcards, the vast majority of them are not very valuable because it is such a popular vacation destination, has been for a long, long time. There's just a lot of postcards out there. So, again, you got to kind of focus in on what might make yours a little bit different, a little bit special. This was my thumbnail. So this got them in the door. Then they see the red border. It is posted. It's not big money. This one went for $4.95, but, you got to be able to differentiate what is special about yours, what makes yours a little different, and you got to get them in the door. Here we go. I knew we had it. This is Pirate Sally once again. I just had a multi-quantity on this. It's got a nice coloring to it. Same, it's the exact same card. They were identical. Sold within a couple of days from each other. Different customers. $2.95 free ship. We've got the internationally famous 6 Clydesdale team, the Wilson and Company. This was the San Diego Panama Pacific Exposition. See right here, horse royalty thrills San Diego visitors. So they're just talking about how everyone's coming to the California International Exposition. So very cool. Horse-drawn carriages tend to be a very popular subject matter. If you can call it out in your title, do that. It'll help the card sell. Moving right along, we got another Ocean City, New Jersey. So this one was, I kind of zoomed in on the Strand here. Not big money. This one went $3.95 with free shipping. All right, so the next 3 went out to the same customer. The grand total on the 3 cards was $11.25, free shipping. I sent it out same as previous with the eBay standard envelope in 2 different envelopes, 2 different top loaders. The first one here, they're all more or less the same. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. We've got a California bungalow. We have a typical California bungalow, and then we have a bungalow home in California. So they're all divided back, same era of postcards. None of them are posted. They're all, very, very similar. Different publishers on a couple of this one. One was Reader. This one is Newman. Both very common publishers for West Coast postcards. You'll see them all the time, especially in California. And yeah, happy with that. Anytime you can get, a customer to come in and buy more than one postcard, it's great. And I'm glad to be able to, have the selection to be able to offer to them. 2 months ago, as you know, I wasn't even listing my lower price postcards at that point. So, these wouldn't have even sold. I really like this one. It's very cool. This is University of Cincinnati. You remember a few weeks back, we were selling a lot of University of Cincinnati postcards. And I was doing listing through my Ohio backstock this week. So ran across this one, didn't realize it had slipped through the cracks during the University of Cincinnati. Priced it up a little bit just because it's got a cool look to it. I like this here lion. Got some people coming out of the library. So this is the entrance of Old McMicken. I assume Old McMicken is the name of a library or just a study building of some kind. And this one went for $7.95 with free shipping. Got Cherokee, North Carolina, the entrance to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. This one's got a lot going for it. It sold for $8.05. It went out on a offer sent to watchers. I mean, we've got classic cars. We have gas pumps. We have the street view. It's a linen postcard. It's got a little bit of a funny coloring to it. It's not quite like a true coloring, right? There's definitely a hue to it. You can really see it here in the shell sign. It's this dull orange, these muted colors here. I think it's just a cool card. Again, $8.05 free ship. Here we have the next 2 actually go to the same customer. Interestingly, they're very different cards, very different places. So the first one is Akron, Ohio. This is the Stan Highwit Hall North Portage Path interior. Whew. There we go. North Portage interior. Very cool. Big table. Nice chandeliers. Very stark. Here's my thumbnail. kind of drawing in, get the chandelier in here, kind of get this back thing going on. So just reminds me of like that movie Barry Lyndon that Stanley Kubrick made, where he lit the whole movie with candlelight, kind of like that, even though I know these are electric lights, but still. And then same customer also purchased this card, which is these map cards. When you have them where it lays out where everything is, they tend to be pretty popular. They almost always sell. These two cards, they weren't huge money. They combined for $6.55 with free shipping. This one's a linen, by the way. So 2 different eras, 2 different states, 2 different subject matters, 2 different kinds of cards, and an interior and a map card. Same customer. We have coconut palms in Hawaii. This is this publisher here, the South Seas Curio Company. A lot of Hawaii postcards from this area you're going to see from that publisher. So if you see this Hawaii postcard with this cool crest, take a look at the side, and I bet it says South Seas Curio Company. I've had a lot from this publisher, from actually multiple different collections. I mean, this, objectively speaking, is just, some palm trees and some coconuts on the ground. Nothing too spectacular about it, but it sold for $7.16. Honestly, what probably sold this card is more about what's on the back of the card than on the front. Moving right along, we've got Fort Wayne, Indiana, EV's. It was at the time, the largest food market in the world? No. Must be in the country. Fort Wayne, the world's largest. Oh my goodness. 80,000 square feet. I can hardly believe it. A place where shopping's fun. I mean, certainly looks like it. I mean, look at all the people who are just clamoring to get in there. Their giant empty parking lot and their cornucopia sign. I doubt they're the largest anymore. I don't even know if they still exist. If you know, put it in the comments. This one went out for $8.95 free ship. Well, what do you know? Atlantic City, New Jersey. We've got a boardwalk scene again. I recognize this woman. So basically this one just calls out the different boardwalks. This is the steeplechase off here to the right. And the steeplechase pier, and I forget the name of this one. Steel Pier? Steel Pier. Oh, hey, look at the sign. It says Steel Pier. Yeah, so Atlantic City, like I said, lots of postcards from there. $2.95, free shipping. This is Moclips, Washington. Remember what I said earlier about horses and carriages? Well, here we go. There's one on a beach in Moclips, Washington. I made sure that we were focused on this. This is an old postcard. Undivided back. This came from the collector I picked up from recently. It's sold at full asking price. I have several other similar cards to this that don't have this same horse and carriage on a beach. This one went for $34.95 plus first class shipping. And you can't even really make out. It's very like silhouetted. It's got a just cool look to it, honestly. Like, even if you're not into horses and carriages, it's got a crease. Like, come on. Just goes to show this ain't baseball cards. Condition doesn't always matter. Pokemon's not either. Anyways, Got a linen postcard, Breakwater Light in Rockland, Maine. Very cool looking linen postcard. I like the look of this one. Just it's almost like, the composition is something like a painter would make. It just looks nice, right? Like you could frame this and put this on a wall if you like lighthouses and be good with it. Lighthouses, again, good subject matter. And a lot of this, not to be overly tangential here, but, a lot of times we talk about the content of these postcards being really everything and what drives them to sell. And, the content here, the themes that we see, the things that are popular in postcards, if you sell other things on the internet, these things transfer over into other categories as well. Lighthouse collectors are some of the most voracious collectors out there. They collect everything lighthouses. One of my first big sales on eBay was an antique photograph that I sold for $100. I bought it for $1 out of an antique mall. Bought it for $1, sold it for $100 in under 24 hours of a lighthouse. I don't even know what lighthouse. I don't even think I could figure it out. I just put old antique lighthouse photo. Somebody bought it almost straight out. They must have known which one it was. I didn't, but we talk about content being everything. Lighthouses, just in general, lighthouse stuff. If it's old, you've got collectors for it. So this might look familiar to some people if you've been watching for a while. I have sold this postcard once before. Not one like it. This exact card. This went out previously overseas. It got rejected by customs. It was returned back to me. And so I relisted it. And when I relisted it, I listed it for $20 more than I sold it last time. I have found this to be a very good strategy, and it always sells the second time around. So this, last time it sold for $35. This time I put it up for $55. It sold for $45 plus first class shipping. And this time it's going here in the United States. So I doubt it will be returned by our own customs office. I can only suspect that the reason it was rejected was perhaps the cigarette reference here, but I don't know. If you can take a guess as to why this would be rejected by customs, put it in the comments. Moving right along. Pringle House in Charleston, South Carolina. As we all know, the Pringle House, owned by John Pringle, the inventor of the flattened and curved potato chips served in a can. Everyone knows the story. They were going to make some potato chips. And one day, they were waiting for the I got the story wrong. They were going to make tennis balls. It was going to be Pringle's tennis balls. And the day that they were going to show up with the balls, they had all the cans ready and everything. And, the truck shows up and it unloads a bunch of potatoes. Pringle, being the laid back guy that he is, just said, you know what? Screw it. Just cut them up. We're selling potato chips. John Pringle. Laid back guy. I made that up. I have no idea why it's called the Pringle House. It sold for $5.36, free shipping. All right, moving on. We've got Paris Island, South Carolina. This is the Recruit Depot main gate. Got some classic cars here. I've sold the same location, the same subject as a linen postcard before. This is the first time I've seen it as a chrome. Not big money. I didn't see I didn't see others out there. It went for $2.95, free shipping. Paris Island, South Carolina. I have generally speaking, I've done pretty well with cards from there. There's definitely some collectors out there, and if you find something really unusual, you can definitely price it up a little bit. Here is the State and Adams buildings in Chicago, Illinois, 1917. This one, obviously, not in the best of condition. As such, I, priced it pretty competitively compared to what else was on the market. It is a popular subject matter, so if you get a State and Adams building postcard and it's in better condition than this, you can probably ask more money. Condition doesn't always matter, but if I got a ratty old card that I kind of feel like I got no business listing in the first place, I'm going to price it competitively with the market. So that's what I did here. And this one sold for $3.95, free ship. Next up, we've got First Baptist Church in Amarillo, Texas. Pretty much, comp your Texas cards, figure out what your minimum price per card is. You should list every one you get, in my opinion. Just you have a floor value of whatever is the least you're going to be able to take and never go below it. So for me, that number is $2.95 free shipping, which is what this card sold for. The Villa Margaretta in Charleston, South Carolina. Had a few Charleston, South Carolina cards going out this week. This one still has the same last one version. Nope, these are different customers. Sold for $7.16. This is a white border era, 1918. We can see that right there. So you're, white border, we're looking, around 1915 up to 1930s. They can be easily confused with linens, so you got to look closely for that cross-hatching. This didn't have it, and it had a date on it. Made my life easy. There we go. All right. If you're watching this and you're from Mississippi, or is it Beauvoir, or is it Bouvier, like Kennedy or Marge Simpson? Let me know. I've seen it both ways now, and I think it depends on where you're from. But anyways, this is a linen postcard of Beauvoir, home of Jefferson Davis. Again, it's popular subject matter. If you get one from here, Mississippi is another one of those areas. I have sell almost every single card that I put out if it's priced right. This one, not hugely valuable. It was only up for a few days, though. Sold for $7.16 with free shipping. Twin Gables, Millage Road, Augusta, Georgia. When I was doing my live show, which I do a live show every day, if you want to stop by and say hello, we'd love to have you. I do sell a lot of other things on eBay, so we just pack stuff up and chat. But when I sold this one, which is Twin Gables, Millage Road, Augusta, Georgia, somebody mentioned, that's really funny. It makes me think of Millage, Georgia, where I had once been or grown up. And I was like, yeah, they didn't know there's also a Millage, Georgia, but there is. And what's funny is later on in the week, in fact, today, somebody from Millage, Georgia bought a different postcard from my store. End of story. This one went for not huge money, $2.95 with free shipping. Very common subject. This garden there's a lot of postcards out there. I did my zoom in to that, and I believe that is what helped sell the card. Just a different view fills up the full screen, and there we go. Sold for $2.95, free ship. We're on the home stretch, folks. We've got the residence of John D. Rockefeller in Forest Hill, Cleveland, Ohio. Again, popular subject matter, but there is some sell-through. Priced mine competitively at a price I thought it would move at, and it did at $3.75 free shipping. This one is divided back 1915, so probably just before the era of the white border started. Cool looking building, right? Very sort of classic with this sort of lattice wraparound dual porches. I'd like to live there. All right, it's Christmas in July. I have been listing pretty heavily some Christmas postcards. This being one of them. This is a nice, like, open book, embossed, written on postcard. We've got a trademark down here, and I forget. Detroit. Is that Detroit? Honestly, I can't tell you. But yeah, just a nice Christmas postcard. These open book postcards, I've sold quite a few before. You'll see this sort of motif come up over and over again. I took $13.45 plus $1 shipping on this one. And horse is a horse, of course, and nobody be happy, be thy course, unless that horse, you know. Again, do a search for happy be thy horse, and you're going to see a lot of cards. I put mine up inexpensively, $2.95. There was some sell-through on mine. Price it the least I was willing to list it for, which was still higher than what most of the solds were for. But it's still a nice card. It's embossed. It's got a horse. People like horses. So send out a 5% off offer. It sold for $2.80. Free ship. You've got another Christmas greetings postcard. Very nice embossing on it. Holly and a couple of little nature scenes here. This one sold for $3.95. Free shipping. Christmas sells all year round, right? It's not just Christmas in July. It's not just Christmas at Christmas. All year round. I can't remember the last time we haven't done a Christmas postcard on this. So there you go. Here we have a typical barracks, Camp Pendleton, California. This is a linen postcard, World War II era. Love the message on the back of this one, right? Haven't heard from you for some time now. Do I have to yell for a letter from my only sis? Now, how about it? I'll write a real letter soon. Tell you all about Los Angeles. Bye for now, and write from your brother Ken. How classic of a postcard message is that? Not only do we have, won't you please write, but we have, I promise to write, and bye for now. So just such a mundane subject matter. So common, but still, how typical for a, World War II era postcard. Just neat. This one went for $12 plus $1 shipping. Another World War II era postcard. This is Fort Meade, Maryland, clear on the other side of the country. Interestingly, these postcards went to two different customers. They sold in the exact same minute on different sides of the country. Completely different customers. No similarity in the names, nothing. So Fort Meade, section of the battalion parade, Fort Meade, you're on this one. Now this is what's crazy. All right, I'm mailing to go eat. It is a hot day, and we have drilled hard today. And then just his information, James Weaver, blah, blah, blah. Mundane, very day in the life. Here's what happened today to me at training camp to go off to war. This one went for $5.95 with free shipping. You know, the difference in price between this one and the one previous is just how common of an image this one was. There's quite a few. The publisher here, W.R. Thompson, made a large number of military-specific postcards during World War II. Very wide range of subject matters, but the cards were produced primarily, from what I can tell, for soldiers to send home to family while they were in training or even once they were being deployed. Next up, Greenwood, Mississippi. Like I said, so lots of things going on here. One, we have a Confederate statue. As we know, Confederate statues sell pretty much no matter what. I price them up. I call it my Confederate tax. Greenwood, Mississippi. Mississippi sells. We know that. I don't have a Mississippi tax, but I do have a Confederate tax, and this person paid it. $11.95 plus $1 shipping. Unposted postcard. It's a linen. There we go. The next two cards went to the same customer. Actually, I should say they are going to the same customer. We're into today's sales, so none of these haven't really shipped yet. City Hall in New Jersey. And then we have the New Jersey State Normal School. Two different eras. So this one's obviously linen. I've been listing heavily my New Jersey postcards this week. So whenever you do that, you're going to see themes kind of come up in waves over the next few what sold videos, because I'm kind of working through my backstock by state. It's just a lot more efficient that way for me to list that way. I can get more up in a less amount of time, and it's been working out really well. So we've got the grand total on these two is $8.90. This one's obviously divided back era, a little bit older. The Mayrose Company. I had a few postcards from the Mayrose Company in New Jersey. Yeah, and I think this is like the 9th or 10th New Jersey postcard on this video. And that's just because I was listing New Jersey postcards this week. Funny how that works, right? We've got New Bedford, Mass. Duck Pond. Very common subject matter. Older card, unposted. Usually, I've heard a lot, YouTubers talk about, it doesn't matter if it's posted or unposted. I do and I don't agree with that. I think that there are customers who will greatly appreciate a good condition card, and I think that you can ask a premium for that. So in that way, I do think it does matter. As insofar as does it matter if as to whether or not the card is going to sell, then no, I do not think so. So this one is obviously we've got some corner wear here. You can see some wear along the edges. So no, I don't think that condition is everything, or posted or unposted isn't everything. But if you've got a very nice, crisp, clean copy of a popular card, I think you can ask a premium for that. If you sell postcards, what do you think? Put it in the comments. All right, we've got the King Dome. It says King County Dome Stadium, but it's in Seattle. I'm from Seattle. It's the King Dome. I was there the morning they blew it up. It was a lot of fun, and then it was very scary for a minute, and then it was fun again. This is a car show. Back in the day, whenever, one of the Mariners would hit a home run, like Phil Bradley would, hit one out of the park, they'd light off fireworks in the building. I believe that pretty much the smell of the King Dome men's urinals is still used as a reference point throughout the Great Northwest to this day, even though this building hasn't existed in almost 20 years. Maybe more than 20 years. It is a Continental card, so a large, oversized card. Sold the same day that I listed it. I don't really price up my Continental cards, and this one is actually towards the high end of what I would list a Continental card for. Sold for $5.95, free shipping. This card I have sold, I don't know, 6 or 7 times now. Remember what I told you about big trees and things coming through it? Well, here's some troops coming under a big tree in the Winona tree, Mariposa, California. I have sold, like I said, this card 3 or 4 times. Falls right in line. This one, though, got some military crossover, so we got soldiers coming through the tree. Neat. Sold for $6.95, free shipping. I actually listed this one not too long ago, and because the one I had sold before it for $5.95 relatively quickly, I wondered if I could get an extra $1 out of it. Turns out I can. So next time I get this card, I'm going to see if I can get another $1 out of it. Moving right along here, we have the Y Mills Road, Maryland. It's the Episcopal Church. Did not find a single other card with this out there. Got a watcher on it relatively quickly. It was priced at $5.95. Sent out a 5% off offer. Somebody bit and went home with it for $5.65 free shipping. Relatively mundane and uneventful card. It is unposted. I mean, it's a nice look at the church, I guess. And if you are Episcopalian, then might be exciting. If you're from Y Mills and Episcopalian, well, then you're going to be very excited about this card. I am neither of those things, so hence my restraint. Moving on. Lewis and Clark Bridge across the Missouri River in Williston, North Dakota. Found many, many postcards of this bridge, but none of this exact view. So whenever that happens, I realize I've got something unique. I priced it up just a little bit. And this one went for $8.95, free shipping. Here we have some nice, this is Fresno, California, Kearney Avenue. It's a street view with a car. One thing I recently learned during the sort of boom of the initial boom of automobiles, not the initial boom, but shortly after the very, very initial boom, the car companies really started marketing to women. And the female motorist really was a sort of, feminist thing, right? Because, women really do, had their own freedom now. They could learn to drive and be away from the house rather than tied to it. Obviously this is 100 years ago, right? But, the focus on this one, obviously the car, but, female motorists. I've used that a couple of times as the focus or in a keyword, and it's done well. There are collectors for this. I mean, this is, postcards are a absolutely non-gender specific hobby. I have as many female customers as I do men. This isn't like sports cards where it's, primarily guys collecting or, anybody. This postcards, it's one of the great things about the hobby is that it really is any age, any gender, appeals to atheists and agnostics and the faithful alike. This one sold for $6.95, free shipping. I threw in the rant for free. Moving on, greetings from Amarillo Lake Park, New York. Nice linen card. We've only got a few left. Thank you for sticking with us on this one. I know it's been a long one. I do understand that sometimes I have a opportunity or a proclivity to get tangential and off subject. So This one went out for $6.95 free shipping. Here we have, again, Dallas, Texas. List your Texas postcards. Triple underpass gateway to Dallas. If you Google this one, you're going to see a bunch of cards. You're also, if you look at the solds, you're going to see a bunch of solds. Texas sells. List your Texas postcards. This one went out for $6.95 free shipping. I'm surprised this card took so long to sell. I think this is probably my favorite card of the week. This is going to be the thumbnail. These are female impersonators in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is from Club My Oh My, and just a amazing postcard. Everything about it. It's not common. There's a lot of them out there, or maybe not a lot out there, but it comes up often. But they 100% sell through. And I went towards the top of the market. I knew that, one of these days I'm going to be the only one up on eBay with it. I don't know if today was that day, but today was the day it sold. It sold for $14.95 plus $1 shipping. And now I know I've buried the lead quite a bit, but we answered that question. How did I sell 2,000 postcards this week? Well, the answer is lots of 1,000. Lots of 1,000. Sold 2 separate lots. These are all Continental postcard lots. Over 1,000 postcards, by the way. So we've got lot number 1 and lot number 2. And I'm bringing these up. These are not specific cards, but I list my Continental postcards, lots of 1,000, $86.95 with free shipping. And then I can't make sure that there's 1,000 in there, and then I fill up a medium flat rate box with as many extra cards as I can get in there. I make sure I'm given the best value that I can. So 2 of these sold this week. One for $86.95, and the other went out on a make offer for $79.95. And the way that I do these, I just stack them up in my photo booth here, and then I peel off a layer, kind of rearrange them, make sure that there's good ones all over the place, peel off another layer, peel off another layer, peel off another layer, and another, and another, and another, and another. And forget to crop that one. Didn't matter. And another. And another. And another. So they get 1,000 postcards, and then they get a lot more than just that. So that was the first lot. The second one will go a lot faster through it. Hey, look, a blimp. Feel free to go back and pause if you would like. The reason why I do it this way when I make sure that there's more than 1,000 is there's going to be doubles. I don't double check. I do not curate these in any way. I just make sure that there's 1,000 in there. And I do that by either weighing or counting out and comparing stack sizes. And then I just fill in as much more as I can. So I understand this is a very long video. It's not as long as last week. We're coming in under time this time. Thank you all very much for watching. Make sure you go check out SW Postcards, link in the description. We're going to keep adding to that link list as future weeks go on. If you have suggestions for channels for me to check out, hey, put them in the comments. If you want to show some support for the channel, there's some other ways for you to do that down there as well. Once again, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.